Welcome everyone to Trend Micro Talks. I am your host, Erin Tomie, and today we're talking to Trend Micro Technical Advisor Brandon Wingard. Brandon, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good, Erin. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. Thank you for joining me on the show. I would love to start with you sharing a bit about your current role here at Trend Micro.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me. So currently, I am a technical advisor. I started, it's been almost 5 years at this point now. Started as a sales engineer, so I was doing pre-sales. Moved over to the technical advisor role. It's almost been 2 years at this point. So I work with very large enterprises. I make sure that their solutions are deployed correctly, help them with best practices, make them aware of any changes within our products, any new features, capabilities, maybe even new solutions that are coming out, and just make sure that their security posture is, right for their environment, and make sure just keep them abreast of all the changes that are happening in a trend.
Yeah, well, in your response there, you mentioned you've been at Trend for almost 5 years, and we actually first met over 5 years ago, I guess, in 2018 at Trend Micro Directions, which is our customer and partner event where they can come together, meet, network, learn from each other and from trenders. And at the time, you were working in IT for a Trend Micro customer. Can you talk a little bit about what you were doing in that role in the customer?
Yeah, so I worked for, it was actually a hospital and a healthcare company. Was there almost 17, I think almost 18 years. Had many different roles, help desk, system administrator. Then last couple years that I was there, I became a cybersecurity engineer. And at that point, I was taking care of all the Trend products that were deployed within their environment. They had just one solution at the time. It was Apex One or Office Scan, the old version. They went all in with Trend, had all the different solutions. So that was my responsibility the last couple of years, was to get those solutions deployed, manage them, upgrade them, and make sure everything was running smoothly on the Trend side. Had a few other side things still going just because you can't get out of all of your previous roles, but the majority of my time was Trend Micro focused.
So what about that experience working with us as a customer, using our technology, meeting us at events like Directions? What about those experiences made you want to jump over and join the Trend Micro team after being at that other company for so long?
Yeah, it's a hard decision for me at that time. I get comfortable. I've been there for so long. I knew everybody. I knew everything. I wanted to get out of my comfort zone. When I went to Directions, met a bunch of great people that I've never met before from Trend. They treated me like I was one of them. Today, half the people that I probably met at Directions are still at Trend, so they had the longevity. And it was just, everybody was telling me how good of a company Trend was. And then I had the opportunity, position opened up in the region that I lived in. And I gave it a shot, and it was a great decision. I was behind the products when I was a customer, coming over to Trend, still behind the products 100%. But it really is the people at Trend that makes it such a special place to be.
Yeah, I think especially when you had been at your previous company for so long and like you said, you got to know everyone, the people and the culture was such a big part of it. When you're looking to jump into a new role, yes, you're looking at, okay, does this role make sense? Is it what I'm interested in doing? But from that previous experience, you really, I'm sure, wanted to make sure you were going to a new company that had a culture, had people where you could fit in and you felt like you still had that familiar work environment where people were very welcoming, and you kind of got a taste of that at Directions. And I'm sure that's kind of what you were looking for when you were making that decision.
Yeah, absolutely. It did make that transition so much easier. Again, I met, quite a few people at Trend. A lot of people from the Great Lakes region were down there. So it was familiar faces when I came in to the office or, virtually the first few times. And they remembered me, which was cool. Who would remember me a couple years later? They did remember meeting me in Directions, and that was pretty cool.
I also want to ask, being on the customer side, and you said working kind of on the back end with the customers being behind the products, now you're, as a technical advisor, helping other customers. Have you found that your experience being on the customer side has influenced or impacted how you now help other customers?
I definitely would say so. I've been in their shoes. I know what they're experiencing. I know how to help them. Like I said, I've managed all the trend products that most of the customers are using. So I think with them knowing my previous background of working kind of in their shoes, working with the same products that they're working with, I'm hoping they take that knowledge that I have and use it. And that's what I tried to do. I just try to help them, move along the right paths on the trend solution set to get it deployed correctly.
Well, Brandon, I never would have guessed when we met back in 2018 that we'd be doing this today with you as a trender. I'm very happy to say we are doing it. And I really appreciate you coming on and talking about your experience as a customer and now as a trender. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.
I appreciate Erin, you too. Take care.